right, hello again, everyone. Wave meteorologist Brian Good on this wave weather alert days. We are tracking, of course, the setup here when it comes to clusters of showers and storms that have developed, producing a few warnings and likely a severe thunderstorm watch we should get here shortly for much of the area through this evening. All right, so here's what we're going to do. If you're new, again, you can watch on our streaming services on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, as well as Apple TV. You can talk to us, though, and chat back with us on YouTube, Twitch, as well as X and on Facebook. And if you have any questions or comments, and certainly any storm reports, while you may, it's easy to put them there and we could see them. I need to caution you guys that if you send it through the Wave Weather app, it gets to us a lot faster that way. So please try to get the information that you can to us and in the safest way possible. And we relay that to not only the Weather Service, but those down the line from the path of the storms. Okay, let's get right into it. This is where we are facing the setup for showers and thunderstorms around the area. And again, this is mainly that we're looking at for really across southern Indiana and right around northern Kentucky. Let me get into a live shot. This is looking at the Twin Stages right now, of course, at the fairgrounds where we got some downpours heading that way. That's something we'll be watching with those gusty winds moving in from the north. All right, we got two warnings that are out at the moment for the area, two sections of warnings, if you will. One is down to the south as you head into portions there of Marion County into Washington County, and then the other just west of Louisville, where we've got the severe thunderstorm warning is out there. So let me take these one step at a time. We'll begin with the one that's located there across portions of Louisville, or at least just west of the city. So let me stop this for 1 second. And we get rid of the clouds too, because the clouds make it really hard, I know, to see, right? Some of these showers and storms. So by the way, there's no indicator of a tornado on any of these downpours or thunderstorms so far. Just FYI on that. All right, here's the one that's located just west of the city of Louisville. This has gotten a little better organized and producing a little more of a straight line wind, a little push of a downburst wind scenario. This was a warning that's out for Floyd and Harrison officially until 45 minutes after the hour. So about another 25 minutes or so for this particular warning to be in effect. Mainly, again, for the straight line winds. We were watching it going through the Corden area earlier, and the wind was really whipping up for that area in Corden all the way into the eastern side there of Harrison County. So just kind of a heads up that this has got quite a punch. We estimate at that point 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, but they could easily get up to 60 and that downward push. Let me look at the inside of the storm and see if we see any indicator of that with some of these gustier winds. And sure enough, we do. We see them. That's pretty close to the radar beam. You get that kind of discoloring from the warning too. So let me get that turned off. You guys only see that yellow. There we go. Now, let me go back and kind of animate this over the past, say, hour, and you'll be able to watch. Look for the bright green. That is where we had that burst of wind when it got to its toss point right over Corden. And now we're not seeing as much of that brighter green. Let me slow it down so you see what I'm talking about. Going back to about 12:57, 102. Watch right there over Corden. Right in here. This is where the thunderstorm built up in height and then collapsed. And that's when the green really shut up right there is where that strongest wind pocket at about 11 minutes after 1. That's when we decided we're going to jump on here and give you guys, after we saw that and we're watching the camera feeds, it was obvious we're getting some strong wind gusts that can cause at least some wind damage. And then the past couple scans, it's not as green or as bright of a green. So we'll see if that warning is allowed to continue for the rest of Harrison into the Louisville metro. Right now, just based on the radar alone, it has weakened a bit. So I'm hoping that's a good sign. That'd be the case. Let me get you back over to the actual rain reflectivity in the rain that you're looking at. And you can see, though, it is building, stretching its legs. I mean, it's stuck in this flow that has been going to be a thorn in our side where this low pressure is over back into Illinois. Everything's going southwest to northeast, but it's repeating itself over and over again. So you're not really getting a lot of eastern progression. It takes an outflow or a downburst wind to throw the storm off its track and then push a little more to the east. And that's what's happening in different places along the line. We are going to see those little pushes of wind move through, and that'll be enough to create a little more of an eastern jog. But each time that happens, the risk is it can get to severe limits on that little eastern push. So be weather aware still, even if the warning is allowed to expire. And I haven't heard yet. Let me check and to make sure if that's the case or not. So far, it looks like they're continuing the warning or the warning as far as I can see. All right, and then we'll keep an eye on that as it heads into the Louisville area. And again, that is mainly a straight line wind event that has really gone down in the past couple of scans. But no doubt, heavy rain, lightning, a mess heading into Louisville over the next hour. Heads up on that. Okay, let's go to the other storm that is in question, and this is the one that is located just east of Laredo and heading into. Okay, now we're getting into the southern part. Let me stop this. This is going to be in the southern part of Washington County and northern areas of Marion County. First off, let me get the stats on this. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. No, at least no radar indicator listed on this. We'll look at that closer in a second. 1 inch hail, typical 60-mile-per-hour winds on that. That warning set to expire at about 7 minutes from now at 1:30. Let's look at the wind field on this one. This one does not have that much of a straight edge to it, right? That the other cell in Harrison County did. So therefore, what you're getting is you're getting a little bit more of a circulation that is developing here. So this is not as much of a pulse up, straight line wind downburst scenario like we saw in Corydon. This is a little more of a broader rotation. This is not a tornado, all right? So be clear on that. This is not a tornado I'm looking at, but there's no doubt this system has got enough rotation with it, especially where that concentration of lightning is. You're going to get some strong wind gusts there and on the southern flank. Look at that push right there. That Boeing segment is really going to push down strong winds and perhaps even put down wind damage. And this is going to be very close, I would say, to St. Mary. Let me get a little closer to that. Again, you're looking at Winfield. So right now, there's St. Mary. There's Lebanon. That's what I was looking for. Apologize. The monitors are really small, and I'm old. All right, there's Lebanon. There's St. Mary. There's that strong wind gust riding through here. We're going to watch. That's going to push just north of Marion or into Lebanon, into Marion County. And then you also got the opposite effect where you've got some downward pushing air also on the northern side of this. In general, this is a broad rotation, though. Lightning count's big. Got to watch the lightning count. That usually is a sign that the storm's getting weaker or more intense. Let me just animate just this one cell only. And you can certainly see that it's got a little bit of a twist to it, almost like what you'd have like a mini low pressure, if you will, that moves across the area to the south and to the east. Okay, I'm talking to Ryan Hoke as well. He's back in the weather office. He's letting me know that they've just added a tornado possible tag onto the one in Harrison County. I didn't see that one earlier, so let me double check and let's see. Okay, here is the, there it is, tornado possible. This is for just west of Louisville here is where this warning that is in effect right now. Again, it's a severe thunderstorm warning that's out for that area for Harrison County. There's a new warning, too, that just got issued. That's east of the one that's the big cell into Washington County and Kentucky, Washington County, Kentucky, and northeast Marion County. That latest one, that latest warning is going to go out for the next 30 minutes as well. So we're watching that one. That one's a big cell. Don't get me wrong. The one in Washington County, Marion County, this is a big thunderstorm cell. The lightning count is high with that. Wind damage potential, even some broad rotation showing up with that. We're watching that one carefully. For the city of Louisville, till they get it, we got a tornado tag on this. So that always gets your attention. But right now, I'm not seeing anything overly concerning on that as far as rotation goes. Let me keep monitoring that. They just decided to go with a warning on it. Here it is, a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go ahead and actually get the full details. This is going to include part of the Louisville area. This includes the city of Louisville and New Albany, as well as Prospect, Sellersburg area. This is effect, and it's a tour possible as well. Hold on one second. Okay, kind of coordinating here all of our data. Again, this is effect until 2 o'clock. This particular warning, severe thunderstorm warning, tour possible. Okay, now I'm seeing why. Let me show you why that's the case. Now that I can see the scan on this, hold on one second. I got a lot of pop-ups on these things that kick in. Okay, I want you guys to look at the section near New Albany, and I'm going to try to see if we can get a SkyTrack camera. Let's see. Hold on one second. Okay, we're going to try to get a SkyTrack in of New Albany. That is where I'm seeing if there's going to be any type of rotation, it's going to be right in that area just north of New Albany. heading across southern areas of Floyd County into Clark County. So for those of you in New Albany and Jeffersonville, even around downtown Louisville, we need to pay extra attention to this cell as it is moving in from the west. Let me get the wind fields on this. Stand by. It'll take me a second. And let's see what we got going on. All right, there is some rotation showing up. Okay, this is going to be very close to Floyd's knobs, actually, on the leading edge. These are going to be really difficult to pick out, these rotating cells. Let me get rid of that yellow. Sorry about that. All right, and again, we're watching just as the storm in the last couple frames here, right over Floyd's knobs, looks to be where some of that rotation is, right at that point. It's not overly strong, so I don't want anyone to panic here. This is very close to the Lee Hamilton that we're referring to right there in that area. Okay. Thanks, Jen. Okay, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick update on our thunderstorm setup that we've got going on here into the Louisville area and Wave Country. And I'm just going to do a quick update on this. So it's going to be a little awkward here for a minute. I'm going to pause while we have a moment to talk to our TV audience, and I'll come back to you guys with another update on the severe side. Okay? Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Wave Meteorologist Brian Good. A quick weather update as we are tracking, as you know, some alerts have been on TV. You've been noticing the severe weather. Of course, alerts have been probably issued on your phone as well. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that is out for part of the Louisville area. This is the downtown area into New Albany, Clark County, Clarksville is included, Charlestown, Prospect as well, into parts of Oldham County until the top of the hour. This thunderstorm cell has got a bit of a wiggle to it. It's mainly producing straight line wind, but there is the potential to get a brief rotating storm, perhaps even a brief tornado that could develop along this cell. I'm not seeing a strong signal for that right now, but the Weather Service, of course, is a little concerned about it. We could see that rotation that is showing up very close to the Floyd's Knobs area and north of Lee Hamilton, but it's not to the point right now where it's going to cause a big problem. But things can change fast. So make sure you know your safety procedures. Get on the lowest level of your home. Stay away from windows. Of course, if you don't have to travel at all, just wait and let these storms pass on by the area. Nothing, again, has been reported on the severe side as far as any type of tornado or wind damage, but we are monitoring that potential. And obviously, these have had a history. These storms the past couple of days have had a history producing some wind damage. So use caution if you're going to be in this area in Clark County, I-65 area in downtown Louisville for at least the next hour. It is going to be quite stormy, and there is some potential to get some wind damage with especially that isolated rotating storm there that is just northwest of New Albany. In fact, the latest scan, let me get in, you can see it right there, just north of Lee Hamilton. That's what we're watching for potential. If there's going to be anything that could cause some problems, it's going to be right there across Lee Hamilton here shortly. We're monitoring that carefully. I do want to mention there are other warnings that are out to the south. This storm has been quite strong. It started west of Bowling Green and continues to maintain itself. It's now really focused more over Washington County, Kentucky, not Indiana, but Kentucky has been its focal point. It was over into areas of Marion County for a while, but it's mainly Washington County, Kentucky. Damaging winds. There's been some rotation at times hinted with this one too. We're watching it carefully, but no reports of damage, but a lot of heavy rain and lightning heading to Macville, maybe Gravel Switch just north of you, all the way to just south of Willisburg. That will be the zone to watch for that southern section. So there's two areas right now that we're watching for severe weather. So far, no reports of damage, but they both can produce damage. Make sure you have a way to get notified with alerts. I am still streaming, by the way, on our channels on our Wave Weather app, and you can watch it on Roku devices as well, our Wave Weather Now streaming channel. I'm staying on there to continue our coverage. You can join me there if we want to continue the conversation. If anything else urgent develops, we'll break in and let you know. Let's get you back over to NBC. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I know it's just a quick little interruption we had to do there for the TV side to make sure everyone's aware. Let me show you this camera view. This is in New Albany at the moment. You can see the darkening skies there in New Albany, the wind ramping up, the cell just now locking in that area very close to where the Lee Hamilton is. This is really going to be scooting very close to the Ohio River itself. Let me look at some of your comments you guys have, and while you're doing that, I'm going to put the radar back on the screen here. So I appreciate you being patient with me while we're flipping back and forth. A lot of thunder in Lebanon. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Keep me updated. Let's see. Ashley, it's been a while since I've seen this. Yes, it's been a while. We're back in the game real fast. Things happen fast around here, right? Oh no, Nancy, my dog is hyperventilating here in Corydon. Crazy storm with hail. Hate to hear that. Hope your dog's okay. Squeeze them tight. Comfort them. I hope that hail's not too large. Let me know on the size when you get a moment. Please be careful. Let's see. All right. Georgetown, Indiana. Perry says getting hammered right now in Georgetown. Yeah, that has been nasty for you guys. And still, there's very heavy rain there in Georgetown. Is it possible the storm could hit toward Crestwood? Well, it's eventually going to. I mean, there's not much that's going to stop these from heading due east over time, but there's no doubt there is a northeast motion before the eastern motion takes over. That's why you don't see the severe thunderstorm warning that is drawn out over the rest of Jefferson County. It's not drawn that way because the storm motion is not that way. It's to take it into the rest of Clark County, into Oldham County, heading into eventually Trimble, as well as Jefferson County, Indiana. You're more likely, Trimble County is more likely to be impacted by this storm than Fern Creek will be, or even PRP. So it is, again, a very slanted storm aiming right to the northeast. So the next warning, if you were to get one, would be in that area. But boy, that lightning is really concentrating right there on that eastern side of 65, Sellersburg area, and right along 64. You see how everything else has got that northeast, southwest to northeast jog, but then you've got this section that does not follow that rule, if you will. And that's where we got a little bit of that twisting on the northern side of that line. That's the reason why they put that tornado tag on it. Let me check, make sure there's not anything else developing with that particular cell. And for you guys in Marion County, we're watching you still. All right, we've got eyes in different parts of the building, monitoring different sites at the moment, so we'll let you know. Not seeing an update right now on the one that is in Indiana. Let me double check it though. All right, Weather Service, of course, they're saying that they're discussing right now to increase the or issue the severe thunderstorm watch for the entire area for tonight. We kind of knew that was going to happen, right? Ooh, look at this camera now. Let's get you over there. This is live right now into and Ryan Hoke, if you're able to hear me, are you able to widen the view out on that camera? Let me ask and see if you can turn it just a little bit because those flags are getting hammered. I don't have a wind gust there. We may have ability to get to some of the winds in that metro in your second. Again, I'll monitor the camera feed. If we adjust that here in a second, we'll go back to it. But at the moment, that is again where we've got that just very strong wind right there into the Corydon or the New Albany area, moving into downtown Louisville. So that is the camera feed is right about here that you were looking at. I know there's a lot of markings here. I apologize. Right here's where the camera is, in the very bottom of that. But we got strong winds and heavy rain. I mean, that is pouring. Let's go all the way in here. This is way up here into, again, just north of Blackston Mill Road, all the way into the Knobs. It crosses over 150. Then you get into I-65 into Scott County there. That's where that nastiest of the cell. And again, the majority of this, let me kind of just do a slow roll here on this. You can see how that is just really focusing on Clark County. Although there's a little bit of a south push right here, which indicates, again, this is spinning. If we're seeing that south push, then it tells me for sure that whatever's in Floyd has a broad rotation to it, with it pushing into Jefferson County and the Portland neighborhood like that. Let me show you the camera view. This is what Ryan's been working on. This is looking from the Waterfront Plaza in downtown. You can see the shelf cloud, very evident, coming into the city of Louisville right now. And you can see once you get on the other side of that, so you get into lighter gray, that's when you run into the very high burst of winds, very heavy rain coming into play as well. And I'm going to watch this little push here on the southern side of that flank that's trying to sneak into Louisville. There's no way to word that. But right in here, we'll see. If there's a downward push, it may try to push it right into, again, the Shively area, Portland neighborhood, near Algonquin Parkway. We'll watch that and see if that can develop more southeast. Then it would totally change what I just told you all, that there's no warning south and east of that polygon. Well, guess what would change that? That burst of wind would do it. So we'll monitor it. But there is no doubt that this is no other way to word it than ugly. This is the nasty setup here right across Clark County. I can't even imagine what the traffic is probably doing there. Let me see if I can pull up some of the camera views in that area. Boy, if you know anyone that's about to leave anytime soon, tell them just wait. It's not worth it to get out in this mess. Just kind of let this all settle, right? Let's see if I can get a camera view for you. Hold on. It's painfully slow sometimes. I apologize. Keep your reports going. And by the way, if you have any questions about where certain parts of the storms are, where they're going to, answer each other's questions, help each other out. You guys are one team, right? So feel free to do that. It only helps us all out. All right, there's that's the Lee Hamilton right now at State Street. That does not look fun at all. Let's see if I can get you a different camera view. Stand by. Well, you definitely tell the storm's about to hit. This is right at I-65 at the Lee Hamilton. Darkening skies right over that camera lens. Let me get back over to State Street side. Let's get over to Green Valley. Of course, the camera's down there. Hold on. Let's get the Grantline Road. Do we have Grantline? All right, we got Grantline. So there's the Grantline. Look how quiet it is. Hardly anyone on the road there into Grantline because of that. Okay. Brian, just let me know too. Let me show you what that looks like. Let's see. I know I just had it in here. All right. The severe thunderstorm watch is being typed up. This is going to be for the much of Wave Country until 8 o'clock tonight will be the severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued. Again, let me see if I can pull that up on the screen for you guys. Okay, they haven't typed it up yet. It is being typed up right now, but it will soon trigger your weather radio. So you're going to extra big heads up for that. Severe thunderstorm watch. It'll be roughly, when it hits on here, it's going to be roughly along the Ohio River, a few counties in Indiana and south. It's kind of what we expected. So we'll have that for you guys coming up in a second. Again, we'll pop automatically on your devices for the watch itself. All right, let me get you back. This is the downtown area. All right, you can look at the Ohio River. You can see the ripples on the river there. The wind is really ramping up along the river as it comes closer and closer to us. As I'm saying this, we're just now getting some of the first reports now of some wind damage. This is going to be out of the LaRue County area. Trees and power line poles apparently been knocked down into LaRue County from the storm earlier that passed through. It was about here at this point when it came through LaRue County, and you can see it's the one now that's in the eastern side of Washington County into Kentucky. So that's where we still have that severe thunderstorm warning that is still ongoing. And that has still got a kick to it, guys. I mean, don't let your guard down yet in Macville. I mean, it's moving fast, but you're still right in the prime of that area. All right, here's the latest severe thunderstorm warning just issued. This is going to be to the north and east of Louisville. It looks like, no, this is actually right over the city of Louisville. Okay, hold on. This is a separate warning. Hold on one second. Let me see if it'll land on it. Let's see if that's the right one. Let me bring that up. Hold on. All right, this is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for central areas of Harrison County, southwest Clark, and west central areas of Jefferson County. Okay, so remember that little notch area that I was talking about that was trying to push down into the Portland neighborhood? Well, it's doing that, and apparently it's been successful at doing that. So that is why the warning has now been pushed down into Shively and into the core of downtown. And it's because of that little flank I was talking about. That it was trying to do that. It was giving us a signal. It indeed is doing it now. So that's why the warning has been adjusted a bit more to the south and east, if you're wondering. So, and that warning too has a tornado possible tag on it. So that is one we got to watch. And here's what's interesting. Let me get rid of all this drawing stuff here. This is starting to train. And what I mean by that is repeat itself. Let me try to get this on a good loop so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It is repeating itself right along the Ohio River here. So we're going to get some really high rainfall totals. Lanesville, Corydon, near downtown Louisville, Prospect eventually. I think we're going to end up with probably 1 to 2 inches of rain out of this segment here today, as it'll keep repeating itself over and over in that zone. Ryan, let me see if Ryan, can you see if we can go to up to Starlight, Indiana, where I know that they had all those tents that have been set up for the pumpkins. And then we'll check on, of course, everyone for the stages. But right now, everything's north of Louder Than Life stage setup and everything. Everything's all Indiana right now. I'm just barely clipping into the Louisville area at the moment. But that's where we got most of the problems. All right, let me show you. This is at Huber's Orchard Winery in Starlight, Indiana. All right, fairly quiet, right? I mean, majority of the strong winds are not heading into this area. They're already south and east of Starlight. So it's mainly just the rain. You can tell the sky lightening up just a bit. You can see the rain easing back that area. But at least want to check in with them real quick to give you guys an update. As we are tracking really a slew of different severe thunderstorm warnings that are lining up right along the Ohio River and around Louisville. Really, this is going to get us until the top of the hour. Then we have the really strong cell that has a history of wind damage that continues to push on the eastern side of Washington County in Kentucky, heading toward Harrodsburg, Kentucky, out of our area altogether. Within the next 15 minutes, if not sooner, it'll be out of our viewing area. Now, what's next? Well, we're not done because we are stuck in this flow that is southwest to northeast. This is not going to change, even though we're getting storms in the area now. The atmosphere is generally going to remain unstable. So we're going to continue to fill this in with multiple rounds. This zone looks to be the main zone to watch, too, for that repeated round. This is going to take another, I would say, 6-7 hours for it to relax, and then we see everything begin to calm down into the overnight hours. But for the next 6-7 hours, we're going to get, not every storm is going to produce a warning, but it's just going to be noisy and a little loud at times with these clusters of showers and storms rolling through the area. Let me show you. Here's another view that Ryan was able to get at for Huber's. Okay, let's see. All right, you got to watch. Everyone got to watch? Type 2 if you got to watch on your app or weather radio. Let me know how you got it. Did you get it on the weather radio? Did you get it on the app? Did you see it on TV? How did you hear about the watch? That helps me out too in knowing. Okay, I think everyone seems to be in good shape there. All right, let's get you back over to the radar and let's track the cell again as it tracks right along downtown Louisville into southern areas of Indiana. I'm keeping an eye too on any reports that we're getting as far as tree damage, pole damage. Even though we've had some rotating cells, I have not seen anything ominous on the extreme side on the damage. Okay, I don't see anything still showing up. It's a good thing. Let's keep it that way. Still not out of the woods yet on both of these, really. Let's look at the lightning cap. Well, that has really gone up, hasn't it? Right there. Sellersburg and I-65. That is where the majority of this continues. Let's check the wind fields on it. Make sure everything looks good still. That's what we've noticed. At least some broad rotation, nothing really definitive. I know anytime you hear tornado warning, well, okay. That's a little bit tighter than what it was. All right. It's a little bit, nothing too alarming. Ryan, I'm going to ask if you could get the camera aimed toward this area, the one that's at Park Place. Ryan will adjust that, and we'll aim toward Park Place and maybe even the harbors as well. We'll aim the harbors in this area. So Ryan's going to adjust the cameras for me. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. To get us a little bit of a better view of this. This is so familiar, isn't it, guys? Tracking eastern Clark County and the northeast Jefferson County and the Oldham County. I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen, to be clear, but it's just the same spots, right? We keep pointing out in these severe weather events. But this is the focal point right now, just north of Louisville. It's not overly intense and what we call tight on rotation, but it is tightening up compared to what it was earlier. That's where I have my concern on watching this. Very close to Prather, just north of the Lee Hamilton, and then tracking perhaps right into Goshen. If this holds, let's do a quick little loop on the radar here, kind of time this out. You can kind of track it right through there. So it's right over Blackston Mill and the southwest side of your screen, right over Blackston Mill area. See that bright red right in there. And then went over Cementville, now Prather, and now it's right there into that that section of southeast Clark County. Let me get you into a little closer to some of the streets besides Charlestown Road. Let's see. We got, and I apologize because it's kind of hard to read. So I'm going to bring you guys full screen here. Okay, so stand by with me. All right. Right now we've got Salem Noble, Prather area, Stacy Road, Logistics Avenue. That's one of the spots we're also watching for. Again, just a general broad rotation here, but you could get some minor tree damage that may be happening here with some of these gustier winds. Let us know. It's getting very close to the Ohio River as it heads off to the east here very soon. It'll be crossing right into the river just north of Goshen. Will be next up on the list as it moves up to the north and east. Again, nothing confirmed with that, but boy, a lot of lightning. If anything, our lightning count continues to go up, indicating this storm is not getting weaker. It continues to remain on the stronger side. So we're going to have to watch that carefully as it moves into eastern Clark and into the Goshen area there. Okay, so that one is a big heads up on that one. Let's see here. Okay, this cell actually is getting a little more of my attention. So hold on. I want to make sure you guys are aware in the rest of Jefferson County and eastern side of Harrison County, this storm's still powering up. Very heavy rain, lightning, gusty winds. That continues there. That's going to skim right into downtown Louisville. And what I'm watching now is right again. I do not like the look of the signature here, so this is why we need to watch this. And we're going to be jumping on the TV side, just FYI, in about 3 minutes. Or so. I'll be jumping back on with another TV update there. So I have to do another awkward little pause. Yeah, right there is where we are certainly getting some of that rotation that is showing up. And that is going to be right over Prather and then tracking eastern Jefferson County. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. There's no official tornado warning in effect, but let's just be on the cautious side. Anytime we have a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado tag, you should always treat it as if it is a tornado warning and take your tornado precautions seriously. So get into the lowest level of your home, stay away from windows, get away from the exterior wall. Bathroom's a good place to go. Hallway is great. Make sure you put on some tennis shoes and be aware that these severe thunderstorm warnings, there is a low end chance here we could get an upgrade to a tornado warning if that circulation holds for a bit longer as it tracks in north and east. So I don't want to scare you guys and be too intense on it. I just want to make sure you know that this is my gut. This is what this is trending toward, and it could very well trend the other way in weekend. Let's hope so. But at the moment, we can't react that way. We got to be prepared and get ready. So Goshen start into Skylight, just south of Charlestown. This is an area right now. Just make sure you're in your safe spot and your lowest level of your home, and let's hope this rotation stays generally aloft. Let me show you what this looks like. Ryan's got the camera adjusted, so let's bring that up. Unfortunately, it is what we call rain wrapped into that circulation. So it's quite difficult to see if there was going to be anything on the right-hand side of that image anyway that would be developing. A very notable shelf cloud, but I can't really tell much beyond that based on this angle here. Let me check the storm reports again, Weather Service. And let's see. Sean's in Crestwood, saying it's getting really dark there. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let me get into. All right, thank you. We got 2 minutes until we jump on the TV side, just FYI. So 2 minutes, and I'll have to do just a quick little interruption. So I apologize in advance on that, but we want to make sure we alert everyone. And let's get you back over to the radar. Again, we're watching that circulation there that is still showing up. Not to the point where it's, sounding the red flags here for a big alarm. Okay, never mind. Here it comes. It's a tornado warning. So we're going to have to jump on the TV side. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to ask the control room. Let's hold off on this cut in for the show. I'm going to end the stream here. I've got to jump into the studio, guys. So let me jump into the studio real fast. You'll see another notification on the stream as we do it again. Tornado warning now out for areas of Clark County and Oldham County and parts of the city of Louisville. Again, tornado warning now out for parts of the city of Louisville around Prospect and Goshen. We're jumping on now. We'll have much more coming up on the TV side.
Oldham Acres, be in your tornado safe place immediately. Goshen, now it's the time to be there. River Bluff, Belknap Branch, areas near River Ridge need to be under their tornado precautions as well. Again, this is US 42 that we're looking at right here in Oldham County. I do want to say that this couplet is just outside of Jefferson County now. I know we talked about Prospect just a moment ago, but after getting our bearings here, you'll notice it's just to the north and east of that. If you're on US 329, a little closer to Crestwood, you need to be on standby as well. You're currently under the warning there. This environment that we have in the atmosphere is conducive for just a little bit of spin in the atmosphere. We're not expecting a tornado outbreak or anything like that today, but these one-off tornado warnings are going to be possible through the afternoon. It is a wave weather alert day. We talked to you about that this morning, and that will continue through this evening. And of course, Brian Good has been streaming all afternoon long on Wave Weather Now, giving folks the updates on the severe thunderstorm warnings. Brian, what are you seeing over there?
All right. Thanks, Ryan. You're right. We've watched that circulation really started as a downburst wind scenario that formed around Corden and really tightened up when it got to the Lee Hamilton. As you got very close to the New Albany area, that is where the rotation really became a little more pronounced. Crossed I-65. No reports of damage yet, but we know these reports can tend to be slower than normal. And now it is crossing the Ohio River, heading into a very familiar spot that was hit hard not too long ago, earlier this year, with damaging storms, right? So this is another round of damaging weather potentially moving into Goshen and Skylight. You see that bowing effect. Let me get rid of a lot of the warnings we've got here so we just focus on the actual storm. And that is where you see that bowing out right there into Goshen. If there's anything as far as a rotating storm that is producing a tornado, it's going to be right around Charlestown, Indiana, Sunset Village, right along the Ohio River itself, and there's Skylight, there's Rolling Hills. This is an area that you need to watch carefully. If you're anywhere east of this, the rest of Oldham County, into LaGrange, all the way through about even Pendleton, Kentucky, you need to go ahead and be in your safe spot, lowest level of the home, put your shoes on, try to, again, turn the TV up really loud, and the lowest level is number one. Next thing, get away from the exterior wall is number two, and that gets you away from windows as well. This is where we are watching. Again, this circulation heading right along the Ohio River itself. That is where things are getting just wild when it comes to the setup on that damage wind and that couplet that is coming into to play there. Okay, let me. Brian, are you?
Yeah. I'll bring it over to me here just a second here at the key wall. Here, I did want to show you what we're dealing with on the big board at this time. Again, if we can put weather 2 behind me here, and I'll share with you what we have here. This is a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 p.m. That's for a lot of wave country here, minus areas just north and west of Louisville here. Basically, if you're a county that touches the Ohio River for the most part, or